Okay, we're back a little bit. Not really. I think I'm gonna be a bit busy. And I don't know what this video is even gonna be about, and I don't know what future videos are gonna be about, but I'm trying, and attempting to stay with it. I'm very busy with school and other things, and the weather's getting nice, and it's hard to think about this and sit down and do videos, but I want to. And I think what brought me here is a thought I had recently that I'll have to pretty much read to you from my computer because I'm trying to take my notes and thoughts down now, and my handwriting's so bad. It's in my notebook first, but now it's in my computer, my notes here. Something I've already kind of thrown out and talked about with a couple people. I haven't gotten thoughts back from everybody yet, but um, they'll come. And more or less, it's my portion that I would like to talk about, anyways. But the others are going to help me expand on some ideas if I want to go forward. Um, Again, I'm just kind of talking for no reason, but I need to keep doing this. I think it helps. Um, the date, well, it was a couple days ago, March 11th. It was actually specifically in regards to past writings, even past videos that I've done that I sometimes, maybe I'll look back at or I'll go rewatch and I think, you know, I don't think it was that good of a video, or I don't think, like, oh, it's kind of stupid. Why did I have that up there? But I think I found some rationale to keep everything posted to some degree. So here it goes. It's not long, but it's going to take me a little bit to read through. Basically, what I said was actually, specifically what I said was, who am I to take away my own memories? I can be slash am ignorant to the fact that these things can flow into natural beauties with time, especially in a personal context. If I delete my past reflections or ideas, am I depriving my future self of something? And would I be altering my reality entirely? Discarding what once were my true feelings on the topic at hand. Wisdom comes with the understanding that you don't know. But who is to question how well I know myself? Do I have permission to erase these thought provoking filled vessels strung out to the world for anyone to see? Why? Because it was me, but it's not, though, anymore. Clearly, if I find myself reflecting poorly on my old criteria, we must be at odds. What better way to win that struggle than to sever that bond of past and present? But what if that struggle is simply an attempt of my past self trying to reach out and connect with my present or future self? I must indulge, for who am I to decide? So, this, I talked to someone about it a little bit more in depth, and their response. And we kind of got to this conclusion, this weird conclusion that maybe you aren't allowed, maybe you have no right actually over your past and future self, because while they are you, they are entirely different versions of you. And my past self, in regards to those videos, appreciated those videos and thought they were, posted them for a reason, right? Posted them because I thought they were good. Um, Also, there's an idea that maybe my future self will be able to take away something from it much greater than I can right now. Something that I just don't understand quite yet, and that's the whole thing, is you just don't know. And it's not about something that you can figure out. It's about something that will come to you when it comes to you, not about something that you can figure out by figuring out. You sure can't figure it out if you get rid of it. You sure can just, and there might not be something to figure out, in regards to like past feelings, past thoughts, past videos, whatever the case may be. But if you were to write a letter from, if your 12-year-old self writes a letter to your 25-year-old self, and your 16-year-old self discards that letter because for some reason you opened it maybe too early and you think, oh, this is stupid. What if someone sees this? You're in a phase of your life where maybe you're taking a lot more opinions, uh, like you're taking opinions of what people think about you too seriously when you shouldn't. And sometimes phases of your life block certain, this is, I think, maybe phases of your life can block certain lessons that you yourself can teach you, but with time, which is a cool idea, I think, actually. I think if you maybe branch out and grab onto this idea of, one of the people said, like an ever flowing, like the idea of time that it's flowing, and there is no, one, there's not really a one true you, I think, at any one point in time. And I think a lot of people understand that. We don't really think about it in terms of what your past self wanted, what your future self wants. It's very hard to think of things in that, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? In that abstract, that might not be the right word, but and that sort of abstract framing of time, right? Um, so it's unique. It's not my thought, but like that feeling of trying to discard your old self. And if you do discard your old self, you're effectively changing who you're going to become, because now that future self, what, like today, that my future self still has the chance to come back and look at these videos. If I delete videos today, I am altering what my future self can indulge in. My future self can only rely on the memories of today. If I were to go watch those videos one more time, say, no, this one's not good, get rid of it. From then on, it's a memory. From then on, it basically doesn't exist, right? It only exists in the terms of that past self, um, deleting it, which would be, me today. I don't know. um, this is the not the issue, but um, this kind of just is the thing of, like, you think of something, you write it down, and then you discuss it. And that's right. This is the whole goal of these channels, not these channels, but these videos, is to express the thoughts, get them out there. Maybe someone likes it, cool, but like, more or less be able to articulate them appropriately and expand on them. Um, and I need to keep doing this thing. And I very much enjoyed what I put together. Whether this is, this could be as far as it goes, but there's something about at least diving into it where it's like, it might help me second guess or rethink some, uh, not opinions, but like maybe actions I do in the future. And altering myself. And now I have given myself an extra branch or timeline, perhaps. You know what I mean? There's another route now, where now I might understand the effects I can have on myself if I affect my past self's actions, bringing it to my future self. And I feel like the present person is always outnumbered, um, because the future person is ambiguous to a degree. So, and not necessarily outnumbered, but there's always a canceling out effect, because me and my past self disagree, um, on whether the video should be up or not, right? And I'm not even saying that I'm looking at these videos and think they shouldn't be up, but it was a thought of, like, maybe some of them maybe are weaker, not as strong. Maybe I would want to redo them, but that's that. Maybe just keep them up and then redo them. Um, Not take the video down at all, but do an amending video, and that shows the growth. Uh, Rather than discarding a video and then re-uploading a better, more pure form. I think the beauty of this entire thing. I hope this is picking. I haven't done this in a while, so I think I've been not having the mic right. But the whole beauty of this endeavor is the fact that you can witness the growth. You can see how much you've changed. You can, see your tendencies, maybe have reflected the things you think about and how much you think about them. Um, yeah, I don't know. This may be my first thought that I wrote down that was enough length that I thought was appropriate to start to write down, um, and get feedback on. Not even like nothing specific in regards to feedback, but just what comes to mind when you read this? What do you think? Just so I can expand on it and give myself more branches. But I'm utilizing other people to get those branches because you're never going to be able to get every uh, avenue out of yourself, I think. Um, and so like the endeavor is great to do it by, to go at things by yourself. But when you write something so clear and you try to hang on to it in a sense that, well, I created this thought. Not that I'm saying that I created this thought. I just wrote it down. This is definitely not something new, right? But in terms of like, I know what I'm thinking, and I know that it's hard. It's very hard for you to think outside of your original thought when you think that thought is good. You don't even like think of certain things like, um, I think an idea I got from someone else in regards to this was, um, damn, I can't even remember it. Is it in this? There's I have a quote from someone else that I hate, that thoughts and remarks, and it says, the notions of who you are versus were versus will become, and their separations or inversely their connections is all very interesting. And I like that you connected all this with the idea of time flowing. There is no linear starting or stopping point in regards to past, present, future you. Or reminds me of the ship of Theseus from the ship's point of view, if that makes sense. I don't know where I was going with that, but there's certain avenues, that you will not find strictly by yourself. Your brain is, especially in a shorter period of time. Like maybe perhaps you can really keep a thought, keep coming back to it with more and more information, but ultimately it's not going to be just because of you and your sole thought on it. I don't know. Um, that's all pretty much. Life's going pretty good. I got a lot of work to do. Um, I procrastinate like crazy, but I find myself writing stuff like this down and feel the need to make a video out of it when I should be reading or writing or studying. But it'll all get done in due time. But yeah, I don't know.